Well, what do we have here?
Move your head and let me see. Come on. Oh, this is the thing.
What thing?
It's the thing.
Mr. Jenkins, a real pleasure to have you to the audience in Colombia and Latin America. Congratulations for the film.
Thank you.
And I think it's a great challenge to be in a prequel like that, and of a movie that was very, very, very successful. What it does mean to you?
It means a lot to me. One, I embrace the challenge. I think when you're making a movie that is like a blank canvas, you have total freedom. I think that can be very inspiring, but it can also make you a little bit too comfortable. I think when you're working with characters that people know, that people love, there is in some ways a pressure, but there's also a great opportunity. If I'm showing you something different about something you already know, right away your reaction is more complex because you've already built a relationship to that thing. That was how we embraced making this film.
I'm curious about live action has a very special way to directing.
Yes.
How does a director like you talk with the actors about the scenes or the moments that are very important in the movie? How do you direct them?
Yeah, it was cool. So with this movie, the principal cast, they provide just the voices. And so I directed them first. And it was really wonderful because you can move really fast. Typically on a film set, you do a take, it's one emotion, you give a note, the emotion shifts, but you've got to move the camera, you've got to reset the lights. It can take 15, 20 minutes to do another take. In this case, it can be 20 seconds. And so we could really evolve what was happening in the scenes. Once we edited that, then we went to the animation, and sometimes with the animation, we would actually do the physical blocking of the scene with these animators, not actors, but animators. And so we're directing just the motion again, but I have the voices of the principal cast. And that way, I know they're lions, they're not humans, but if I ask you a question, it's a big difference if I ask you a question sitting back or if I come forward and I go, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
So getting to separate the performance and now move into that space, it was very cool. It was something about this process that I found I could bring from live action and sort of maybe in a way elevate and bring some warmth to the animated film.
Amazing. The close-ups in the film are completely beautiful.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I feel that is a hallmark of your work. It's that so?
Yeah, it is so. And when I signed on to the film, I said to Disney, who were very open to me doing this film and my voice and my process, that the close-ups, the emotion, that those things had to feel the same way they always do in my previous work. And so we actually did a 30-second test for the film. I took 30 seconds of the movie, 30 seconds that you saw, just to make that at the very beginning, just as proof of concept that the close-ups would work, that some of the emotion with the eyes would work.
Hair.
The hair, that those things, that they could have a certain texture, that like you said, maybe in a very low budget film, you still feel these textures in a film like Moonlight. And it worked, and so we kept going with it.
How did you find the balance between the music and the story? Because I don't feel that it was a musical in the complete word that it means.
Yeah, working with Lin-Manuel Miranda, he was very open about, there are places where the movie needs music and there are places where it doesn't. And the places where there is music, the music should be serving the story. And so I think you're right, there is a balance between them. I mean, it is a musical, and you've only seen the first 39 minutes. So there's many more songs to come past that 39-minute mark. But we tried to find a balance between the music and the story, the drama, the comedy, the romance.
But for me, this first 30 minutes was balanced. The balance was perfect.
Exactly.
Okay. Would you recommend people to watch Lion King and movies, and other movies, the animated and the last one live action, before this one, or?
I would, of course.
It could help.
I don't know if it could help, but I think there's, we made this movie in the same spirit of those films and the same legacy. This movie would not exist without those movies, and so, it's almost like saying, you can come and eat this meal that my grandmother cooked, but don't cook the meal she cooked last week, or don't eat the one she cooked last week or the week before. You can only come and eat, at Christmas. Don't eat at Thanksgiving, don't eat at the 4th of July. It wouldn't make any sense. You should taste that meal and then come and taste this meal. It's a different recipe, but it's got the same ingredients.
Okay, thank you so much. I will hope that the people in Colombia and Latin America enjoy Mufasa.
I hope so too. Thank you.
Thanks.